It is time for another edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, and I have these lovely ladies with me in studio to talk about Handbag. Let me hear it, girls.
Hullaballoo!
And that is coming up on September 14th at the Christopher Conference Center, all to benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. We'll talk more about it, but first, a little more from our friends at McDonald's.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
And I couldn't think of a better group to spend the night with at the Christopher Conference Center. It is Handbag Hullaballoo on a Thursday night, September 14th. Jana Detty is in the middle here. We also have Maria Williams from WesBanco, and we also are introducing Kat De La Paz from Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. First, let's talk about what the purpose is for this event. So as a representative of the Ronald McDonald House, welcome to our house.
Thank you.
And where the air conditioner is not working today. But the air conditioning is always working at Ronald McDonald House, isn't it?
Yes. Well, we hope so. That's one of the reasons why we have events like this, is to make sure the air conditioning and other areas of the house work for our families. So we are there for our home away from home for the families that need it most, that are utilizing the hospital. So Nationwide Children's, Riverside Behavioral Health Pavilion. So we're there for them in the hardest time.
We have had a number of families from our part of the country, speaking of Pike, Pickaway, and Ross counties, who have benefited from staying at the Ronald McDonald House. And Jana, I know over the years we've talked about this. Last year was more than 50 families. This year so far, it's been over 60.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how the house can accommodate, the children plus the parents, the families at the house. And it's kind of sad to think that we've had over 60 this year so far. So we need your help.
Yeah. Nationwide Children's Hospital is right next door, across the street from the Ronald McDonald House. The importance of the Ronald McDonald House. Talk about that for families who have a child at Nationwide Children's Hospital.
Yeah. So as Jana was saying, it's an unfortunate thing to have to be there for, but we're happy to be there for the families. So a lot of these families are traveling from 30 miles plus radius. Some, Pike, Pickaway, Ross, some are out of the country. So we try to alleviate costs and other stressors that are associated because they already have a child in the hospital. So really what we do is we provide a house for them to stay at. It's free of charge. We do laundry, meals, everything that they would need, we really try to provide. And so that way they can just focus on what matters most, is really being together as a family, keeping their child healthy.
There's nothing like having a child in the hospital, but knowing that you can stay close to the child during its hospital stay, no matter how long that stay is.
Yeah, we've had families that have stayed for up to 2 years. An average stay is about a week, but we're there for them as long as they need.
Yeah, I wasn't aware up to 2 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Jan and Maria, I know both of you have had the opportunity to volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House. And in so doing, what do you do as a volunteer? I know most of it's serving meals, right?
Yeah. We've went up. Our managers from McDonald's has actually went up, and we've served the lunch. We've done breakfast to serve at the house. Couple other things that you can also do is, and I know you've probably went through the drive-through and they've asked you to round up. Again, all that money that we're asking you to round up does go to our Central Ohio Ronald McDonald House. So it's not going to another city or anything. It is going to Columbus. The other thing is pop tabs. We have you can collect pop tabs. You can bring them in to the restaurant, drop them off. We'll make sure they get to the house, but they recycle those. So that's another important, you don't think pop tabs, but they do recycle those and get a lot of money from the pop tabs. So So yeah, it's really neat to go up to the house, visit with some of the families, talk to them. They're very appreciative about what we're doing and what our community is doing for them.
Maria, I know it's touching with you and your WesBanco team members going and participating. You hear a lot of stories, and your heart just goes out to these people.
Yeah, it's we enjoy it. It's you make a fun day out of it, but just the giving back and being able to provide that, little bit of extra help, even if it's just for the day, like Jana mentioned, making lunch, just helping with anything at the house it's a very touching thing to do.
Now, I know Jan was talking about some of the extra things like rounding up and pop tabs at McDonald's. What about a WesBanco? If I'm a WesBanco customer, is there some way I can help?
We don't have anything that's as far as help, but if you would be able to drop pop tabs off to us, we're happy to make sure we get those to the house. I know some of the other local businesses do that, and we're happy to make those trips up and drop them off to Kat and her group. And we also have a WesBanco team that sits on the committee for Handbag Hullaballoo that really helps and drives and supports the event. So I think we have about 5 committee members on our team that really dedicate a lot of time to making this a great and successful event. And WesBanco's a great sponsor for the event as well. So
a successful event, but also a fun event.
Yes.
And I can't remember what the amount was that was raised last year.
Over $55,000 is what we raised last year.
And this is year 7?
Yes.
So how much money have we raised total?
So altogether over the past 7 years, we've raised over $400,000 for families.
Wow.
It's amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how many handbags have been handed out as
A
well.
lot.
Too many to count.
But, without the support of our sponsors over the last 7 years, this event could not take place. So it's really kind of cool because a lot of the organizations and the companies here in town, the ladies are like, yes, the guys get to go play golf. Now we get to go, play and win handbags. So it's a great event. We have a lot of fun. Really, really enjoy it. And this year, we're hoping our goal could be 60,000. So
that would be awesome, and that would put us over $500,000.
Yes,
for a grand total.
And Dan, I like to point out that this is an event for the ladies for the handbags. But the men come and volunteer and serve those ladies drinks and keep them very happy for the evening. So we do put the guys to work to help the ladies enjoy the evening.
I have been one to get to slave over a microphone as well, so I know what that's all about. We'll talk about the game in just a moment because that's really what keeps things going. But that night in particular, there will be plenty of auction items. You'll also have things that you can win as well. And I don't know how many handbags you have had over the years.
Well,
and these are designer handbags, folks. It's not just a purse. It's the one that's sitting here on this table is valued at over $1,000.
That's correct. Yep. And this will actually be, I'll kind of jump in. We're going to do something a little new this year. We're adding a couple live auction items. I think we're going to have 5, but we brought you a little preview this morning, I should say. So you kind of know what to expect, what you can bid on in person and walk away with. So Ivy's was kind enough to donate this Hammett bag and wallet, as Dan mentioned, valued over $1,000. So that'll be a great auction item for someone to walk away with. And then we also have the Carlisle night stay at the Carlisle building, donated by Adina. And you're also going to get a dinner for 2 at the Texas Roadhouse. So kind of just a great experience to stay here in Chillicothe and really enjoy what we have to offer.
And this is a designer slate as well, with the historic nature of the Carlisle building and what it's meant to Chillicothe.
Yeah. So, Adina donated that. Again, it's an enchanted evening at the Carlisle building along with the slate that kind of represents, what the Carlisle building, was back years. I don't know how many years it's been since, but so it's a nice package. And again, we've got a couple other things, a beautiful necklace donated by Kim DeFranco from DeFranco Designs. We got another from Dwayne Sealing, the Bruce Cruise Party Bus that we're going to be auctioning off. And then we also have a bourbon package that we're going to be auctioning off live. So something a little different, something a little new this year. So we're really excited about it.
I wonder, is Dwayne planning on bringing the Bruce Cruise to sit out in the parking lot?
Well, I told him he could, so maybe we'll run around the parking lot. I don't know.
Dwayne has been faithful to be one of the servers over the years as well.
And, just a little tag on to that, his grandson, Hank, I don't know, a lot of people know Hank the Tank.
Yeah.
A little first grader out at Huntington, that's his grandson.
I was not aware that was his grandson.
Yes, and they actually have stayed at the house here the last 6 months, and he's been very, very supportive of the house, and he just can't say enough about how wonderful the house has been for him and his family. So, and Hank is doing good. He went back to school this week, so it's a plus.
Dropping my granddaughter off at Huntington Schools, I've had the opportunity to see Welcome Home Hank.
Yes, yeah.
So very touching. These are the types of engagements that people have with Nationwide Children's, but also with the Ronald McDonald House. What's it like to be a part of that?
It's an extremely humbling experience, I think, every day. It's one of those things where as many times as, you go into work or you take a stressor away from the day or the night that happened before, you go into the house and you see these families that are already going through so much, but just how grateful they are, even to be able to sit with them for a meal. It's just one of the most amazing experiences that I've been so lucky to have. I know these ladies can really attest to that too, but there's really nothing like it.
Yeah. A fundraising event has the word fun in it. And let's talk about the fun now. We talked about some of the auction items that you'll have this year. In order to participate, by the way, this is a sold-out event already.
Already sold out, yes.
So if you can't get in, you can't get in. So it's been a hot ticket, it sounds like. But it starts off, people, you get drinks, you get dinner.
Food.
What do we know about the dinner?
Well, this year we've had Roosters is donating all the wings to us this year. They've donated. We've had Taylor Springer. He's donating through his catering company all of our meatballs and everything that we're going to have. And then we've got a couple other things that we're going to throw in. And, we're just going to drink some wine and have a good time.
Every table has something special
Yes.
for those who've purchased those tables. Now, the game itself, if you've never played the game before, it's a matter of we draw words, and you've got a card, and you go and you mark off your word. And when you finally get a match, either in a line straight across, diagonally, or up and down, you say,
Hullaballoo!
and when you say that, you're the first person that gets to pick a prize. Those prizes are the handbags.
Yes.
And we have several of those rounds, right? What is it, 7 rounds, if I remember correctly?
Yes, 8 rounds.
8 rounds?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's at least 30 handbags that are handed
right.
out. Yeah.
And again, an all designer handbags. So.
Yes, precisely.
And they're all donated, again, by our sponsors. So, again, I want to thank the sponsors. There's such a big list. I can't thank them all on each one of them separately, but I want to thank every one of you guys for helping us make this event successful.
Yeah. And there's some other surprises that happen throughout the evening we'll not get into because we want it to be a surprise when you get there on Thursday. So anything that we have missed you wanted to mention?
Well, as we're sold out, you can always check out our online auction and participate that way if you want to bid on something at home. You can attend virtually, but we're still happy to kind of have you support the house. There's going to be a link that goes up on our Facebook just highlighting the auction and ways that you can donate to support this event, and then that way we can see you next year in person.
Which is Ronald McDonald House of Central Ohio.
Yep, Ronald McDonald House of Central
Definitely
Ohio.
like the page if you haven't done so yet, and follow along for all the fun.
And I have those links here in this post on Facebook, so you can just click that and it'll take you right to the page and the event page to learn more. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping in today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, Dan.
Maria Williams, Jana Detty, and Kat De La Paz from Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. Thanks for watching Litter Media Live. Coming up, another show in just a moment. Stick with us here on Litter Media.